Is it a coincidence that Reunion Day is released on the 25th? I almost started by saying, it's Christmas in August. And then I looked down at my computer at the lovely little monitor in the bottom, and it says it's August 25th. So, yes, today is Christmas. Not only because this evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time do we get the reunion, but also because apparently the producers just decided you can't sleep, you can't rest. In fact, if I said that I felt like them releasing all of the interviews that they have released today felt like an attack specifically on me, would I be wrong? Would I be wrong? Because that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. Hello to every single person as you guys come in the chat. You didn't think I would leave you completely hanging on reunion day, did you? I can't. I couldn't. I can't fathom it. So, I'm not going to be going live this evening after the reunion, but what I am going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a pre-reunion show. What is that called? A pre-show with you guys. And I'm going to be talking about all of the interviews that have released today. I'm going to be recapping them. I have a work conflict early tomorrow morning, which sucks. Doesn't my boss know that this is the week of the Love Island reunion? It's fine though. So I'm going to be coming on tomorrow evening to talk about the reunion, recap all of the debauchery, all of the antics. But right now, we're going to talk about other stuff. But why are there so many interviews? Hello to everybody in the chat. Everybody makes me feel so lovely. Thank you for all interacting with me. Just a reminder to like this live, just so that everybody who thought, where is Leah? Where is Positively Uncensored knows here she is. Here she is. And thank you to all 32 of you who somehow found time at 5:42 in the evening with me. Now, I'm a selfish person. I like to engage in life's pleasantries. And because of that, I would like to start with the messiest interview. No, it's not the Nick Cannon episode. LOL. It's the Vanity Fair episode or panel that they did. I have a couple of timestamps laid out. It's just not possible for all of you guys to watch all of them, but I did, and I'm going to have my notes. Now, on the theme of uncomfortable interviews, this is letting me know that tonight's reunion is about to be a scene. It's about to be a scene. I don't want to say brawl, but it might be. I don't want to not say it. No, just kidding. Okay, let's pull up what we're going to be watching. I'm going to put this. Leah, why do I like to put myself half screen? Honestly, I like to look at myself sometimes. Is that weird? Yes. But this is my favorite view. We're going to be honest. What we're going to start with is the question that they ask, who wasn't on the show for love? This is right in the beginning, and I'm going to skip around a little bit after this. I think that we all have a couple of answers top of mind, but in this game, it's called the hot seat. And what they do is the camera lands on one one Islander's face, and they have to answer the question. I'm not sure what method or what requirements or what was talked about before the start of this, like how they're selecting which Islander, but they just pick someone. That's what I'm gathering from this. So we're gonna start with the first question: who wasn't on the show for love? Amaya is answering.
Everybody knows my answers to this. Zach with the K, for sure not. I mean, he used to be talking about his quote unquote game plan behind the scenes, and the switch up was crazy. So yeah, Zach, definitely weren't in this shit for love. Glad you got voted out. Sorry, not sorry.
You know, the couple comments.
I'm going to make a couple of comments throughout this as well that you're going to be like, can't you ever just stop talking about Hilga? I can't, unfortunately. It's so interesting to me that Amaya is closest with her, and the way that they act, because I read energy, even through a screen, right? And because I, with my neurodivergence, draw sometimes a lot of clues from unspoken things. What I just notice generally about the way that they interact with each other is especially Hilga It's very awkward and almost like too much. I don't want to say like overperforming, but it just feels like I can't put my finger on the correct way to articulate this, but I've experienced this in my life before where someone is like very desperate for my attention, like very touchy, and it's been somebody who also like wasn't liked by the group, and like they kind of knew they were taking me down with them. Like they kind of knew they were taking me down with them. That's the best way I can describe it. The most honest way I can say things is I've always chalked it up to noticed and thought it was interesting and somewhat odd that Amaya has chose to maintain such a close friendship with her even outside of the villa, especially after she's seen the way that she's treated other islanders, the way that she's responded in press. It's just been interesting, right? Hi, Toya. I have to say hello. I wish Amaya would distance herself. That's just a selfish desire. Moving along, who had the most surprising dumping? Ace gets selected to answer this question. And in true Leo fashion,
Oh, it's on me. Honestly, I would say me and Shelly had the most surprise.
have to make a joke. Love Leos. Leos are drawn to me. I'm drawn to them. Can't keep away from each other. That was such a Leo answer. Me and Shelly. Like, yeah, I love that he picked himself, but he's not wrong. Because why were they in fifth? Why weren't they in the final four? Who broke up today? Pepe and Iris. Brian and Amaya. Who saw that coming weeks ago? Me. Me. It's me. It's Leah, the clairvoyant. She sees everything. It's Leah. It's me.
And dumping. I feel like we had a really, really strong connection. I felt like this show was supposed to be about, building a connection with a person, going through all the ups and downs. And, me and her had did that. And when we had got dumped, it definitely was bittersweet. But I felt like our journey again ended right there when I asked her to be exclusive because I came here to get what I wanted, which was a person I can see.
He came here for what? For what? Love. Shelly.
Myself being with the rest of my life.
Alandria, any thoughts on the Taylor situation?
It's weird because what y'all have seen and what I experienced.
I'm going to skip this part only because Alandria repeats like what we already know. If you're listening to this live, it's probably not a coincidence. You probably are also a Nick Alandria, and you're probably also rooting for Alandria, and you're also rooting for Shelly. People don't just stumble their way over here typically unless they're hate watching, and then they get quickly put out. But I don't want to see Alandria have to answer more questions about him. Like, people who truly saw the situation for what it was, me, and other people, we knew that Alandria is not the type of woman who's going to put her energy where it's not reciprocated. And despite the edit that we were being shown, I knew that Taylor was leading her to believe that he was interested. Like, despite what I was seeing, it was very apparent to me from the beginning that he was putting in that effort. And even though I'm not seeing that affirmation, I'm not seeing that validation, he was positioning himself in a way that he was showing interest, but breadcrumbing, because we see how he actually shows intention. But that's a whole different conversation because, like Alandria, I don't need the gifts. I'm good on that. Treat me with respect. Be nice to me. Don't embarrass me on live. Going forward, because we're going to skip that part, and her thoughts on Taylor. She answers that the best kisser in the villa was Nick. The worst kisser in the villa was Austin. Austin has thin lips. And he doesn't use them to say positive things most of his life. Therefore, God decided to take an extra millimeter, and we'll take one each year. Similar to how Pinocchio gets a longer nose. When white people are bad people, we lose our lips. Just kidding. Continuing along. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is where it starts to get shady. The next question is who looked good together but never coupled up? And Nick answers this question. By the way, is the facial expressions of what I'm seeing on my computer that I'm only just now noticing. Hilga, what is wrong? And Nick, like with the shades on, like, is it optional to wear shades? Like, I don't know. It's a vibe. I don't think he wants people to see what's going on there, going for very mysterious. I thought the shades were part of the outdoor look. Maybe they're transition lenses and they were in low lighting. We don't know. We don't know. It's interesting to say the least. He matches the background. Do I think they look like 3D glasses? Yes. That's okay. Is it fashion? Yes. My ADHD is at an all-time high, and when there's noises, like my air conditioning, which I'm not sure if you can hear, but hashtag window vent, it's very loud. So that will distract me. Oh my God, look at Nick and the side eye that I'm getting. The comments, you guys are killing me. I just went back to the chat. Okay. Who looked good as a couple?
Pepe and Amaya. Yeah, I just thought they looked like good together.
Okay. Why I say that this starts the shade, I really truly think this is like my conspiracy. This is my tinfoil hat conspiracy. I think that at the reunion, we will learn that Amaya and Brian made some sort of statement that they're not exclusive, they're not like pursuing their relationship anymore romantically, and the two of them are just going to focus on their careers, but they're very grateful for the experience. That had been a prediction of mine. I thought they were going to say that at the reunion. No one was allowed to come out about that or acknowledge that until the reunion was out. Well, it's reunion day, and we've seen that the two of them have unfollowed each other. Now, we've also heard allegations that Brian was cheating. It could be either. I just definitely don't think they were together, and I'm not surprised. I knew that was coming. What I actually think, because there's a moment, a clip where Chris on a separate podcast says that he'll have to talk about a night out with Brian. I sort of think that Brian, Chris, and Pepe went out all together, and Chris bared witness, if you will, to the antics of Pepe and Brian that night. That's what I think. And I'm seeing a lot of comments about Nick Cannon's interview. I will definitely be going to talk about the Nick Cannon interview. I felt really uncomfortable for a lot of it. Very uncomfortable for a lot of it. That's what I'll start with and then elaborate further. I'll be curious to see what the chat thinks. Just joining, have you watched Alandria's Jason Tartick interview? I have, and I also enjoyed it. Thank you, Sunny Days, for commenting. I will be going through that one as well. So I'm going to go through the Vanity Fair panel, Jason Tartick's interview, Nick Cannon's interview. I'm going to go through all of it for you guys, and hopefully quickly. Yeah, on topic of Nick Cannon, one last thought. If Nick Cannon offered me, Leah, and I'm on the podcast, a black card and said that I was getting my black card, it would be very hard for me to not say, first of all, this feels inappropriate. And then second of all, not be shocked. And then third of all, not say, I have a hard time believing that you are the voice of the culture. And I don't know that everybody would agree with you. So let's ask the audience. Like, I don't know. And that's why I'm not in those spaces, thank God, because I wouldn't know what to say. So he says Pepe and Amaya could have been a cute couple. Getting back on topic. Going forward, this is the second strange moment with Amaya and Brian's relationship. They're asked the question of which family member during the family visit, who had the most attractive relative? Brian gets picked to answer this question, and the way that he answers it is very interesting. Disrespectful.
As soon as I heard the question, I started speaking. I ain't gonna lie, Huda, your sister fire. Like, I'm not, but yeah, most attractive, I would say Huda's sister.
What? That's right.
Yeah.
We're gonna go. I know that I said I like to look at myself, kind of kidding, kind of not, but we're gonna put that full screen so that you can see the body language. Talking body language. The way she move around when she ride to the beat, breaking it down. That's Jesse McCartney.
You were doing it, cracks me up.
As soon as I heard the question, I started speaking. I ain't gonna lie, Huda, your sister fire. Like, I'm not, but yeah, most attractive.
Okay, do you see that? The fake laugh from Amaya. The look from Huda at Amaya to like see if she's okay with it. And then like the laugh from her, because that's my sister, I guess. Like, and let me throw her a bone. And she is bad, but like, what's going on here? What's going on? That's a crazy answer. Thank you, Ashley. That's a crazy answer. Because that's not respectful. No one even had to like bend your thumb back for that to answer that. And you just seem like you would say really inappropriate things when she's not there. That like, I don't know, mountain out of a molehill potentially, but that's just so weird.
Attractive, I would say Huda's sister.
What? That's right.
Like, just kidding. We don't condone violence ever. But it's just very strange. Amaya is not pleased. And this is what I want to point out. When I talk about the weird tension between Amaya and Brian in all of their press interviews, what I am referring to, because I finally thought of words to articulate myself, it's Amaya's eyes. Her eyes look sad. And then what she's doing with like either her laugh or her face is very different. And it looks like something has been going on between the two of them. And my friend Nikki, shout out if you're on here, if you're listening, she brought up a great perspective, like a great point where she said like maybe on that horrible, I don't think we like Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy something, Jimmy. So one of the shows, The Tonight Show, I think, when Amaya was looking to Nick and Alandria and like copied their body language, I literally think that's because she's not feeling that way towards Brian and she didn't know what to do with herself. Like she didn't know how to act comfortable with him or like she was in love with him romantically because they're not.
Yeah, you all on TikTok, Brian.
Alandria's mom was cool as shit too.
Right, cool as shit, yeah.
Everybody,
He's just trying to shoot his shot at my sis. She got a ring on her finger, baby.
That's fine.
I know.
Yeah, it's like Huda's also very weird. Like not like why are you saying like she took it, he took it there, and then she took it further. Like it's just like a lot going on. And going forward, Amaya's asked who would she not want to argue with, and she answers Ace. Huda gets asked a question. Let's go forward. We're gonna watch all.
Never thought I'd say this.
An ad. Okay, Huda gets asked, who are you most nervous to see at the reunion? And actually, we don't have to watch all of it. We'll go to right here. Huda looks like she is being held against her will to be at these press panels. Like there's moments of that. Like I don't know, like she just like she can't even try to. My mom would look at me and be like, fix your face. Like, I don't know. My mom would like, I don't know. What's happening? Okay, never mind. Sorry.
Who is it?
That's you.
Oh, that's me? I don't give a fuck. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. Bring it on. Regardless of what happens between anybody, I'm cordial. And I think I can be respectful.
Where did this start? Checking notes. Okay. Again, this is something where it's just not going to compute unless you see the full energy.
Bring it on. Regardless of what happens between anybody, I'm cordial. And I think I can be respectful in many ways. So it's just like I would expect the same from anyone else.
I just hate the fact that
She said, I think I can be respectful in many ways. I have to give it to her. That was one of the funniest, wildest responses. Arguing with Huda, I would just cackle a lot because look at this jokester. Who signed you? Like, I don't. Are we telling lies now? I'll tell a lie. I'm 6'3". Like,
nobody was standing on business while we was all there. And now that, people are outside the villa, now they feel like they have the confidence to talk. Mm-hmm. And for me, that's scary, in my opinion. I don't see that as
scary. That's scary. It's scary because it is. It's scary. Her fans are scary. The behavior is scary. It's scary. Ace is such a Leo. And I love that. Shelly's like consciously trying to not make a face one way or the other, which I get. Been there.
standing on business.
Wait, what?
I feel like
Even funnier because Huda said in an interview, my favorite challenge was standing on business. I would do that one again in a heartbeat.
outside the villa, for people to feel like they can stand on business now, and then being back at the villa, nobody was standing on business. So
I was.
Can you give an example?
I was. I love Alandria. I was. Can you give an example? Well, I could give 10, but how much time do you have?
don't worry, we got the reunion since everybody feels confident there.
Everything I said in the villa. It just wasn't shown on TV.
Everything I said in the villa. I just wouldn't say it to your face. Re-say it. Say what you mean. Words matter. I said everything I had to say in the villa. I just wouldn't say it to your face. Okay.
Good.
Did America choose the right winners?
Yes, that's the answer. The last part to go forward for that I liked. Like, again, look at her. She's always looking miserable. Whoever said sadness, we have you to thank because yeah.
Then mute crickets. We heard the
Crickets.
grasshoppers.
What did they say? They're like,
Oh yeah, actually that was interesting. Sorry. Where do they ask that?
Did I not?
Yeah, you got that.
Thank
Okay.
you.
My parlay, I said, look,
everybody
y'all should have
else
put a
meant, like-
mine one. That's what I said.
Like, I don't even want to be calling out names, but Austin, I heard you say my name a lot about me going down
Austin's
the
going
line.
off.
So once again, examples, can you provide a further explanation?
Oh yeah, just to clarify, in case I made it sound like Ace never named anyone sadness, he did not say that. I'm not sure who did, but it was somebody online. I wish I could give credit where credit's due. Pretty sure Jessie Wu started Clark It. She was the first person I ever heard say that. But whoever was the first person that coined sadness, whichever Twitter user, whichever person in the comments, your brain is hilarious. You're hilarious. You should be writing for major shows, and yet we don't deserve you. What was Amaya asked here?
Mute crickets. We heard the
Crickets.
grasshoppers.
what did they say? They're like, tell the class.
So
Okay, actually, this was important. Why don't I have this timestamp down? Damn it. I don't want to listen to more than I have to, but I think we have to go back a little. Okay.
regardless, because of course it's like down, like why put certain people last? And
Yeah,
me and you.
They had
But
no
even when I
answer.
would ask them, the people
Why put certain people last, like even me and you? Babe, I'm going to help you, Amaya. Don't add that last part. Like you could question why you were last, but
who would put me last, can you please name an example of a
Crickets.
time where it was never stated? So
Crickets.
I
Straight
think it was
crickets.
just a
My parlay-
messy, weird.
I love how Huda's trying to jump in as well, like crickets. Like it's very like she's like the sidekick sort of, like which is like an interesting dynamic because she has a lot of toxic, delusional fans who support her. So like she's like the most followed, but she's not the HBIC in the group. It's just it's a really interesting dynamic, but she tried to include herself. I'm pretty sure out of people who heard the most feedback in that villa regarding how they were acting, Hilga's at the top of the list. Yeah, Houdini's at the top of the list. Like, Hoodake, you were given a lot of feedback because of the early Jeremiah Huda crash outs.
My parlay was on Amaya being one. Let me make that clear. Before. Did I not?
Yeah, you got that.
Thank
Okay.
you.
My parlay, I said, look,
everybody
y'all should
else
have put
meant,
Amaya
like-
in one. That's what I said.
Like, I don't even want to be calling out names, but Austin, I heard you saying my name a lot about me going down
Austin was
the
going
line.
off.
So once again, examples, can you provide a further explanation? Mute crickets. We heard the
Crickets.
grasshoppers.
We're
and
literally sitting there
Fiji.
like, tell the class.
So, yeah,
Nothing.
I guess it's just projection.
Who has the best couple name?
What's happening? This is not the question that I wanted. This is what I mean. Like, I think they're trying to kill me.
Soleil. Team Soleil.
That's just incorrect.
No, Soleil.
That sounds like an actual name, though.
So what?
Bramiah? Hold on.
Yeah,
Bramiah
Bramiah's-
actually sounds like a real name, though.
Yeah.
Okay, but did you not just hear Alandria and Nick say that themselves are included? Like, hold on, like, or Chalace. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? It would be remiss. It just wouldn't be me to not say. It sounds like Huda's black scent is back, and it's just so interesting when and where she chooses to do that.
Bramiah?
We got a whole nation with a president and a general.
President, general, security, you name it. You name it. Exactly. Also, I've never heard of Bramiah personally, but Chalace sounds fashion. Maybe Bramiah does too. Like, I'm not gonna lie, but like, what? What? Okay, moving along. What's the next thing I want to show? I think the next thing I want to show is going to be just a little quickie. And it's Jeremiah, just in case you've missed this, Jeremiah talking about the receipts that he tried to bring to the reunion that the Dusty producers did not allow him to bring.
Literally got receipts.
Oh yeah, 37 pages.
37 pages.
Well, you didn't do nothing wrong though, right? I did some notes in there.
Okay, so it was very quick, but 37 pages of receipts that he tried to bring to the reunion and was not allowed. Why? Why? Now, is this an attempt to one-up Janae? No, just kidding. But Janae did it. She did it, baby. Like, listen, you might have to go the route of what was her name Zaina? There was one girl on a Netflix show who put a QR chip in her nail for the reunion, and then all of the receipts were on there. Like, people are going to have to start getting craftier if they're going to want to bring receipts, I guess. Yes. Thank you. He should have snuck them in his pants. Absolutely. So we'll replay that one more time just because it's 7 seconds long and really quick.
In there.
Bro, it's literally got receipts.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Wait a dang second.
Receipts.
Oh yeah, 37 pages.
Okay, never mind. I thought the front page said Huda and I was about to cackle, but it says intro. Let me not start fake. I don't even want to say fake news because the only person I think of is Trump. Like, and that's like a real phrase, but I want to start a fake story. But yeah, no, it says intro, not Huda. But I did think it said that for a second. Ugh. Where do I want to go next? I'm like dreading reviewing Nick Cannon's podcast, but Jason Tartick's podcast while great, was a tad overwhelming merely because he did an amazing job of jam-packing questions in there. I think I counted 52 separate questions that he asked within a 30-minute period. Like, he did a great job of asking questions, and it didn't seem overly choppy either, but there's just like so much information to go over. And then with the Nick Cannon podcast, it's just like, it was just a lot going on. It was just a lot going on. I'm not a fan of Nick Cannon. His intro, like the whole thing is just like, yeah. Okay. Let's go. We'll start here. I'm going to start with the question that Nick is asked. By the way, they're playing spades, which I think, not to toot my own horn, but I think by the end of the video, I figured out how to play spades. I'll tell you guys at the end of this what I think the rules of the game are, because I did not look them up yet so that I can just find out if I'm right. But I think I get it after watching her a couple rounds.
Which one of you is most likely to spin the block on a former flame?
Mm.
Didn't y'all do that?
I would say,
Well, now she can't. Well, yeah.
A lot of the questions were really messy too. Like the question before this, oh no, the question right after this is for $20 million. Would you eat the coochie and would you eat coochie in front of your mom? Like, it was just like it was a lot to ponder. It was a lot of, unfortunately, like mental images coming into mind that I wouldn't necessarily want for myself.
It's tricky.
There's a lot
That's
of drama
tricky.
amongst them.
my former flames burnt out. I'm not spinning the block for him.
I burnt out.
No, because his former flame, she left the island, right?
Oh, are we talking
He's
about?
talking about it just real life.
Yeah, real life.
Real life,
Yeah.
you burnt
Former
him
block?
out.
No, even on the island, I'm definitely not spinning that block.
I love how he had to stop himself from laughing there, because the fact that he didn't even think of C4, is that what we call her? Or is it C air? I'm going to say C4 for now. Is so funny. Is so funny. Oh, 404. Oh my God, look at me combining them. Let's me not say C4. Is that like something bad? I don't know. Nor me. I can't edit this out.
I ain't spinning that block.
I'm locked in, so I ain't spending nothing.
Oh yeah, because he got Clark.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, let me rephrase. I'm not spinning anything back there.
Yeah. No blocks will be spent.
Yeah.
This was just such like an uncomfortable question. You know what I mean? Like, it's obviously like meant to trap them, but yeah, I don't know. I don't exactly. Nick Cannon, you're too old for this. You're too old for this.
Is watching. I understand that. All right, so
Okay, now what is yours?
Oh, mine say, what's the pettiest reason you've been mad at someone in the villa?
Okay, we don't really care about his answer. What Nick answers is the pettiest time that he was mad in the villa is when Ace was banging pots and pans early in the morning. Naturally, I'm thinking of Bad Girls Club. That's the only thing that I can think of. I wonder why we didn't get to see that. Am I hella insensitive, or is this actual insanity? It's a lot. Thank you for saying, everybody like the live, like the live. Woo, okay. Let's see. Okay, there's one part I'm going to show because we're going to have to talk about Kathleen Light's stupid podcast. I didn't know who Kathleen Lights was until like 2 days ago. But now I know who she is, and we're going to have a conversation about her. Okay.
But you know what else you told me too was that it takes more energy to say no, to tell somebody, oh, I'm not gonna take this picture with you, when you really could have just
could have just got them out the way. It's a frequency thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because people understand energy. So if somebody,
what they're talking about right now is the decision to take a picture with someone, to not take a picture with someone, how they're adjusting to the fame and like what it's like to go out in the public. And what's so important about this little part is Nick agrees with him that sometimes it's just easier to take the picture than to risk to risk like a negative story coming out about you, or like the situation being twisted or reinterpreted in a certain type of way. Nick Cannon talks about that. Nick agrees. And then cue what happened and what Kathleen Lights talked about on her podcast and alleged about Nick just a couple of days ago. Don't worry, everyone who was getting fatigued from looking at both Nick Cannon and Taylor. We were moving away for just a minute. Yes, this quote was the one gem. Thank you. This was the one part where I was like, you know what? That's actually so true. And his co-host agreed that like it's something that she has also sort of tried to learn for herself. Let me make myself smaller. Now let me tell you, this clip is no better. You know, it's just as frustrating. But if you've missed this is what was being said about Nick after he went to an event and allegedly didn't take photos with the girl on the left.
So he was mean to you.
Okay, Nick wasn't mean to me. Nick wasn't mean to me.
But I titled this, He's Mean to You. That was the title of this video. I don't know, but I'm guessing.
He wasn't mean to me.
The way it starts out with just like fully admitting that they could be potentially defaming someone is like very interesting. How long have you guys had your podcast? Like, that's like a misleading title.
He wasn't mean to me. I know a lot of people love that he's like very respectful of like Alandria, and so he doesn't look people in the eye when he talks to them.
There's a difference between being respectful and being a rude person.
But I will say he was flirting with these two girls. Remember the girls in the exactly these two girls by the
you heard hot off the press.
Hot off the press
on the JK.
Okay, so being respectful of Alandria,
and this is like, to me, this is so insensitive and feels like the goal is like humiliation as well as clout, because like a good co-host, if you're actually going to talk about this story, would be to say like, and what would you deem flirting? Like, what did you specifically see? Nothing. We'll continue with this video.
I asked because he was right next to the speakeasy, and oh my god, he was looking up and down. He was talking to him and giggling, like the giggling that's like, I know you're flirting, like full on giggling with these two girls.
Well, I remember from the show, it goes,
God forbid he can't have a giggle feeling. What? He can't have a giggle? He can't have a little chuckle, a laugh? A guy can't giggle? What? Are we the giggle police?
It was like this, that's how he laughs.
Actually, I think he has a pretty cute smile.
Okay, so he was flirting.
And then it just goes to like making fun of his laugh. Exactly. Thank you, the Dime 10 Diva. They are clearly just haters. Absolutely. Kendra, nobody but Alandria will ever be funny again. Thank you. That's a kid feeling.
So you don't think that he was doing that to be like a respectful king?
When he was rude to me, no. Maybe he was being a respectful king, but he was flirting.
Maybe he didn't like you. Like, let me quote Taylor. Maybe just they didn't like you.
With two girls next to the speakeasy.
But Alandria was there.
No, she was in the back.
It's Alandria. Oh, Alandria. Say it quickly. Alandria, say it with me. You say it so incorrectly that the captions have to say Olandria. They're like, I can 100% ignore it from somebody who has an accent, clearly. I don't know either of their names. So the girl on the left, like, okay, you know what? Like, I'm never gonna nitpick how somebody says something. But what seems to me like a white woman on the right with the hat, the stupid black hat, you're an idiot. Yeah, that is appropriate. That is how I feel. Where'd it go? Okay, here it is.
Filming with Selena Gomez.
No, but she was in the room. That's diabolical.
She was in the building. She wasn't in the room.
You don't do that. That's fucking insane.
I mean, he's also Pisces. God bless. And then, so he was by the bar. So I go up to him. So I have never been a Nick fan. Pepe, I'll say I love my Pepe Papi. But
So she goes for I want to add that she posts a video where she's like insinuating that Pepe is a daddy and she's attracted to him and all this stuff. So like in 1 second, you're like trying to flirt with Pepe, and then in another second, you're saying that Nick is flirting and like starting a rumor. It's very weird. It's very weird. And just so everybody knows that's listening, I am not streaming the reunion tonight. I was going to go live after the reunion, but I got a call from my boss and I have a work conflict early tomorrow morning. But instead, I will be going live tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to go over all of the stuff from the reunion. Yeah, they're just hateful women. Let's move on, right? Like, we get it, okay? You guys are miserable. We get it. It sounds about white. All right. I saw someone in the comments mention that when the Nick Cannon interview, how it was very interesting to learn that they have to pay for their own security. That was another gem from Nick Cannon, potentially, just because if you're going to take them under your wing in any way and explain to them like what they should be afforded in their contracts, what they shouldn't be, fine. I'm never going to nay a good cause, right? Like that's necessary, because it's concerning, and I've said that since day one, that it's not just immediately in their contracts from the show. All of them should be provided with security as soon as they get out. If you're going to reap the benefits of the show going as viral as it has, if you're going to schedule all of these press interviews, then you should be paying for their security. And I think that moment is actually just right after this.
Y'all got security yet? What's the?
Oh,
Y'all got
they ain't
security?
moving around like that. They pop star famous.
Wow.
They
Do they
in
provide
sync in
y'all
them famous.
security?
No, we pay for
We
it.
pay for our own.
Oh, damn.
If both of the women in the video do have an accent, then, and they're not intentionally missaying their name, then excuse me again, as someone who understands when people have accents, that like there are certain things that you pronounce differently. That's not what I'm saying. But there's also been a very large sect of people who are also saying something unkind about Alandria, who don't try to pronounce her name correctly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I got to teach y'all some things. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Make them
Take them
motherfucking
under,
rich ass networks.
yeah, take them under your wing, man.
Yeah.
No,
But they need to provide that for your safety.
For real. That should have been in the contract from the job.
Yeah, with the car
Y'all
service.
are like famous.
Yeah, when they bring me the car, make sure it's security in the car. Goddamn it.
I like that.
Yeah, that's what you got to tell them.
Exactly. If you're going to bring them the car so that they have to go out and do an interview or do an appearance, then why would you not provide them with security? I always thought that security, that not having security at like Disney or Universal or like the DJ sets that they're going to, I've always thought that was nuts. Let's see, what else did I want to show you from this interview? Sorry, I'm looking through my notes just because we're not going to waste time where we don't need to. Okay, Nick is asked, and he does a good job with this answer, who his celebrity hall pass would be. He says Alandria. Love that. He addresses fake fans and says that if you think that he's toxic for Alandria, then you're not a real fan of Nick Alandria, which I agreed. Let's see. Okay, this part was kind of weird, and unfortunately, we're going to have to listen to Taylor for just a second, but I think I had a comment to say about it. Oh, yes. Okay, this was so fucking weird. This was super weird, okay? They each had to, from my recollection of this game, and somebody correct me either in the comments later when you're watching this or as we're talking in the chat if you watch this as well. My understanding was they each got cards and they had to pick a card, which was a photo, for them to like add something to the story. Okay? Taylor has like 4 or 5 photos to choose from. he chooses, we don't know what they are, but he chooses the photo of him and Alandria about to kiss. And I thought that was very interesting, to say the least. And this is what they had to say about that.
Happened was.
Are they yelling?
Nah, this was after she came back with that date with Jalen.
Oh.
All right, no. Oh my God, this damn chip ad. It's the same one every time. And every time I think it's Liv, and then I think it's Kaler, and then I realize it's not.
I was locking him up, as I do, DB. That's what I did. I took a head, like his head went into my lip. So I was like bruised up on this. Yeah, so.
His head went into my lip. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
So we see that Nick used this opportunity to clarify again that he never had a cold sore on his lip. He never had herpes, that what he did have was a bruise and a cut, right?
That was crazy.
Oh my God.
That was crazy.
I need
You
PR.
was locking him up.
Say pause.
Locking him up.
You was locking him
Say
up.
pause.
Marcel.
Marcel, say pause. There we go.
Oh,
There we go.
All right, well, what about yours? You pulled your card.
Yeah, that's what she got.
Damn, why'd you have to do that picture?
I'm going to say what I have to say and then move past it. Even this photo just pisses me off because Taylor already gave like the worst kisses ever. Like the way that he like pursed his lips like he's like a woodpecker. Like he purses them in a very weird way. He purses them like this when he comes in. But it's also the fact that you look like you're like leaning back from her as she's leaning in for a kiss. And I know that they shared a kiss after, but why are you picking this fucking photo? You're so weird. You're very weird.
That was your choice. That was your choice.
What was going
And also, I feel like he is trying to sort of like little brother Nick. And I don't know why, but just tell me if you got that vibe in the chat, in the comments.
on here?
See, what happened was.
Are they yelling?
Nah, this was after she came back with that date with Jalen.
Oh. She got the full body massage.
Oh.
Anywho.
Yeah. Y'all
she
feel
came
like it's some shit still.
Listen, I'm telling you, earnestly in my heart, I believe that Taylor had so much resentment towards Alandria. I truly do. Because this is the second time that we've heard that despite the fact that he wasn't physically attracted to her, okay? We're hearing, we have a feeling, not we have a feeling. How do I say this? Because I'm a white woman. It seems like Taylor is colorist. That's what it seems like, okay? He's made comments that he's not physically attracted to Alandria. He didn't pursue her and court her the way that he should have with his intentions. And yet simultaneously, he was like possessive over her, whether he was possessive so that he could lock in his spot, or he just feels like she owes him that. It feels like he was possessive over her, because in another interview that Taylor and Nick were on together, he said that he actually was pissed when he saw Nick and Alandria kissing in the log cabin game. And then after that, I swear, is when Taylor made that slick comment and said to Alandria, maybe you don't have a handshake because people don't like you. And then now we're hearing this, and the look on his face tells me that he was pissed when she came back from her date with Jalen. And in like a weird, unsettling way, and I'm sorry, I am going to compare Taylor to Kenny just because you're holding it in a lot, and there's a lot of emotion, and it's just concerning. Like, it seems like that's going to explode someday, right? Like, it's just you're holding on to what seems like a lot of bitterness at certain moments, and you don't want to talk about that out loud. And I think that that's like a hot air balloon getting ready to pop. I was going to end by playing their freestyle, but I'm getting the vibe that that's just going to ruin our vibe. So instead, because I only have a couple more minutes, I have about 20 more minutes or 15 more minutes, I am going to talk about Alandria's interview with Jason, because this interview was amazing and I thoroughly enjoyed listening to it the entire time. I also didn't like Jason Tartick prior. And I don't know that I like him now, but I think he did an excellent job throughout the process while he was interviewing. So the part that I am starting with, where am I at? Okay, is when Alandria gives advice that she has for single people. I skipped over some of the beginning where she talks about knowing that she was meant for more while she was working in elevator sales and also having side modeling gigs, just because we learned this on the Tish Cyrus podcast. Not that it wasn't equally as interesting the second time, but I'm going to share some things that were either new or just really interesting to me.
I want to give you a chance to like kind of give some empowerment or inspiration. You were single for 5 years. You have a great connection now. Yeah. What is some piece of advice you have for anyone that has been single for a while? That's like,
oh, and to clarify, this is when she was in the Hamptons at that content creation event. And one by one, they were having like a pool day, and Jason Tartick did a series of interviews with people who were at the event. So I believe everybody was in pool attire, but also she looks great. And Jason, yes, Jason Tartick is formerly from The Bachelor. I don't even remember who he was with anymore. So Bachelor peeps, put it in the comments. I also love that Alandria's bikini reminds me sort of like of old school Vera Bradley. Love.
Yeah. Kind of struggling.
Yeah, it's so funny because I was on TikTok and people think I'm never online. I'm chronically online. I'm always scrolling. I'm addicted to my
You're
phone
watching.
now.
You're seeing.
Oh yeah, I just don't say anything, right? Because I've seen a lot of people say that me and Nick's story has truly gave them the boost to trying to get back into the dating world a little bit. And I love that because I was out of the dating loop for 5 years. I would tell people never settle. I'm so grateful that I did not end up what I thought I wanted. And I would say that 1,000 times over. Never settle. Always know your worth. And just put your best foot forward and trust your gut. Be selfish. It took me damn near 30 episodes to finally get there. But it's like I will always prioritize other people's feelings and not my own. I will always make decisions based on how it will make everyone else feel instead of me.
That makes sense.
Put yourself first. Put your best foot forward and just go with your gut.
I like it.
Anybody that.
I love it. That's great.
I love her advice. And I love that one thing that she stayed consistent on in all of the interviews she's done is talking about how she wishes that she were selfish earlier on and had like given herself permission to put herself first. And I think that that's really beautiful that now that she's putting herself first, she can go forward and hopefully continue doing that. Okay, going forward just a little bit. Ooh, okay, I loved this part. Alandria talks about like some of her future goals, and she talks about the interest in possibly having her own show with Nick.
Allowing people to, because they've seen our love story from the beginning to end. Even when I didn't see it, they seen it before me. I think it's only right to keep on including them in that, you know?
Of course.
Deserve to kind of see it all unfold. Very happy and very open to trying to have a breakout show with me and Nick and allow people to be inside our lives a little bit more.
Okay, I love it. I could see you as like.
She's so giving, so gracious, like so grateful for her supporters and her followers and people who, like, I was in her live, like the amount of gratitude that she has is honestly inspiring. Like she's like a princess. She's literally like a princess. So I love that she's open to that. I'm going to be honest. I would really love to see Alandria and Nick have their own like YouTube vlog series that like they're in charge of. They have an editor who cleans it up and does everything. And what they do is like go around and try food or like make different recipes together or travel vlog series. Like I would like to see them like entirely in control and like completely out of producer influence. That's what I would like to see, because I know that they're not just like, if Peacock does it and another Beyond the Villa, they're going to make all the people who we don't care about in it and try to make storylines. I don't want it. I don't want it. So moving ahead. Okay, I really enjoyed this part where she talks about her relationship with money.
She said like, hey, use up your vacation, and after all that's done, all with your vacation, your personal time, basically I'll be on unpaid leave. They would secure my job. Like my job would not be posted or anything like that.
That's great. All right. It's hard to do in reality TV.
I know.
You did it though.
Yeah, I did it.
Talk to me about your relationship. So on this podcast, we talk a lot about money and the intersection of money and love.
Okay, sorry. I played it a little too far back, but this is actually good because as you heard me say, the way that he fit so many questions into this interview was both shocking and potentially a little bit inspiring. So that was an example of just like how quickly the transitions were coming.
And just navigating careers and finances. Tell me about like, what is your relationship with money? Like growing up to now, how do you view money? What's your relationship with it? And when it comes to earnings and just in general, managing money, especially in like love, which, now you're in, like, what's your take and stance on it?
Before the show, something I've always prayed for, something I always wanted was
not Rachel Kirk-Connell walking in the background. Get out of here. I always call her racist Kirk-Connell. Get out of here. Why are you in the building? Why are you in the building? But this is a great question. I'm sorry. My ADHD. I did not notice her in the background the first time I watched.
It's financial freedom. Obviously, being raised by a single mother of 3. My mom, she made a way, don't get me wrong, but she was living check to check a lot. But she still, bills was paid, sport as hell. I don't know how she did it, but she did. And me just coming out of college, just bills and things like that, moving out on my own, I found myself living check to check at times, because even when you get a career, when you first start out, we have no experience, they're going to lowball you with pay.
Of course,
you don't come out swinging, Even prior to the show, I don't ever say like I was broke, but I would always say like, you know what, I'm in between blessings. That I always say that.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So relatable living paycheck to paycheck. So relatable wanting to have financial freedom.
I never
Great perspective.
I never call myself broke. I'm just in between blessings right now. And which is why I was in Shein for most of the show. And people talk like, oh, she's in cheap clothes. I'm like, well, I couldn't afford anything else.
Off everyone. Excuse my language, but like, I'm
in that position to buy it.
Judgmental bullshit.
I know.
Like,
oh, that's mean, but I couldn't afford nice things. But now I
for like a straight white man, I did like how validating he was. Like, even though I don't even know if he knows what Shein is.
Like that's why I put myself out there to be able to do things like this. But I would find myself living just to pay bills. To pay bills. I'm like, you know what? I have no kids. I have no pets. This should not be my life.
Sure.
So I just prayed to God about it. That's why I took a step of faith and just went on the show. And I'm so happy that I did, because I could not imagine me not doing that. Like, this is my reality now.
Yeah.
Imagine if I just shut them down again for the 3rd time.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd still be in a miserable state. So I'm happy that I did. I was always very good when it came to paying bills. All of my bills.
I love when she talked about that. Imagine where I'd be if I said no for the 3rd time. It's so... I can't even imagine. Alandria, I can't even imagine. You were just on the cover of Teen Vogue. Like, I can't even imagine. God really brought her on the right season at the right time in the right chapter of her life.
On auto pay. Always made sure and prioritize that. And then whatever was left over, I would kind of spoil myself with it. Because I was in like a sales role. So anytime I have I get my bonus check for a quarter.
Sure.
Literally, it would be so big.
Yeah.
I was like the top of the top when it came to sales. I would just splurge on myself. Like, I'm living my
Take care of
right
yourself.
now.
Yeah.
Like, I am so happy that I can actually live in that reality for a minute now. No longer have to say I'm in between blessings anymore. I'm blessed.
I love that.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful. I no longer have to say I'm in between blessings anymore. I'm blessed. That is just so beautiful. She deserves that. I'm so happy for her. Oh, I'm so happy for her. Okay, let's go forward just a little bit. Alandria talks about how she brought 4 suitcases to Fiji. She also talks about how expensive it was to do that. She said she spent a couple $1,000s to get all of her clothes, all of her luggage. She said, I felt like I was draining the bank, but all of it ended up being worth it. I'm going to go forward to another one of my favorite parts where he asks about her financial goals, and like we just end up sort of learning something exciting. He talks so fast. I think this is the timestamp, but bear with me.
When you think about like what's next though, like in your career and earnings, do you have like a goal? Are you like, I want to make X amount of dollars, or do you have a goal as it relates to like financial goals moving forward now?
That's an interesting question. I have not yet made a goal yet.
Yeah.
Make sure to like the live. Make sure to tap outside of the live, like the actual video itself. I'm sorry, not outside of the live, outside of the chat. Outside of the chat, like the actual video itself. If it lets you do that, it lets me usually, but sometimes I do watch on my desktop. And thank you to everybody in the chat who is helping others figure out how to like the live. I appreciate all of you.
Hopefully I see a M in my account. I never imagined me seeing $1 million.
Yeah.
It might be low from someone else, but like when you come from where I come from, it's like that is a lot. Hello.
I don't know if she said she got an M in her account or she would like to see an M in her account, but I am so excited for her. She will certainly be a millionaire. She will certainly be a millionaire.
For sure.
So I don't know. Maybe I should think about that.
Okay, something to think about.
That's financial goal for myself.
With the whole conversation of like love and money, we saw a little bit on the show, but conversations about this stuff, like
Okay, this part, I'm going to skip forward a little bit. Like basically Alandria hasn't thought far enough to talk about financial conversations with Nick. It's not like they're about to open up a joint savings account right now, but there is a very important part where she talks about his actually, nope, we got to watch this part. This part's very important. Sorry.
talking to your it's one of the hardest things to do. There's just a recent study out there that 50% of couples married and cohabitating, they don't even talk finances, married. So what I would ask you is like in these discussions and conversations you're having as you're getting more intimate, what's your stance on like financial transparency and having these conversations, and how do you step into them into your current connection?
Oh, that's a tough one. I haven't yet to think that for my goodness.
Yeah.
I would think like as we get further and further in our connection, get more serious, maybe we'll have those discussions.
Yeah.
But as of now, though, they haven't came up yet.
Yeah.
Do you
So
think
I
maybe
think
need to?
to me, it's like, I think you have to have it when you're comfortable,
Yeah, for
right?
sure,
And I think it's got to flow, but I think the transparency of those conversations are just so important. And as long as it's done without judgment, shame, or like weaponization, it's like,
Yeah.
hey, let's just actually connect through this. Like, let's not bully each other. Let's not use it as information to beat each other up. But it's like a way to like information could actually be intimacy.
No,
as
for
opposed
sure.
to like this barrier, like, oh, we can't talk about it.
No,
You
for
know
sure.
what
And I don't think it will ever be a barrier as far as like us not talking about it. Because one thing I can say about Nick, any and every opportunity he ever has,
Yeah.
he always try to find a way to give me that same opportunity.
Oh, that's
Like, he was like, hey, I'm modeling for this company. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to him about like doing a collab or you even having your own line. Like, it's one thing about it. He's going to try to put money in my pockets any way that he can.
I
And
love that.
love that about him because
Yeah.
it's like, I would never feel like it's a competition between us.
That's
So I think
that's so important in this
yes,
space
and
too.
Oh my God. He's always trying to put money in my pockets, she said. Do you know how beautiful that is? Always looking out for her to be compensated as well. The way that he wants her to also fly as high as he does and get every opportunity. Oh,
it's a beautiful thing. Between him and his family, they're always fighting for me to get compensated or something like that. Such a beautiful thing. And I feel so welcome. I feel so seen. Just having a partner and to have his family back him to make sure I'm financially good too, just as well as their son. I don't know. It's a feeling that I can't even describe.
Oh, absolutely. All right, let's talk about this. You start a business. Is a little bit
so beautiful. So beautiful. And the fact that Nick's family also contributes to that. I'm dying at that's a good man, Savannah comments. Thank you for raising your son right as well and leading by example. Oh my gosh, him and his family. Oh my God. To be loved, to be accepted, to be prioritized, to be cared about, cherished, valued. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's so beautiful. Okay, let's go forward to a funny part.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it. And I just trust her.
Yeah.
I trusted her with so many of my secrets in the villa. Mind you, I've known her for a few weeks, but I feel like I could trust her with my life. You know, I truly feel
The way that Alandria speaks about her best friend, Shelly, is how I would want my friends to speak about me. Just so beautiful. So beautiful.
like she's always been so honest and so open with me. I feel like she'd be a great business partner.
I think
Even when I was considering moving to LA, which I still am, I even considered like having her as a roommate. I lived with her, saying all this time. So I'm like, bro, I trust you. I really would love to roommate with you. And
for
it's
sure.
just, I'm saying, just, I don't know, start a life together.
Okay.
Outside of the villa.
That's a great answer. Now I'm going to reverse this question a little bit. Everyone on Love Island season 7, they work for you. You're the CEO. It's your business. You got to fire someone. Who you firing?
Taylor.
instantaneous. You care to elaborate why?
If they have a dog, they need to name their dog Belgian Waffle. Like maybe his name could be Waffle, last name Belgian, like James Bond, but like somewhere we need Belgian Waffle incorporated somehow. Thank you, Sean. Thank you so much. Nice to see everybody. No hesitation, Taylor. What? Taylor, who do you want to fire? Be gone. Your breath is kind of strong, but wait, come back. I think I have a tic-tac. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6. You need the whole 12 pack. So funny. So funny, Taylor.
I think it's obvious why.
There we go.
You know, he's cool. We're friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What is one thing that you do within yourself to keep yourself
Oh, that was so funny. Oh, this was beautiful as well. Everything she says is
secure
beautiful.
and grounded? There's so many things that drive insecurities in this world. So like, what's a little trading secret for how you balance yourself, how you keep yourself personally, mentally secure with it?
Honestly, I go to church.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I found myself being in a dark place prior to being in the show, it truly pushed me into God's house. I've never really imagined me going to church by myself. I would say like, oh, I want to go with friends or family. But it's like, I was so down bad. I was like, you know what? I can't lean on nobody but God. Like God has truly put me in positions and situations to where I can't just go phone a friend. Like it doesn't help. I need to go directly to him. So I just go to church, journal. Literally.
What I want to comment and say really quickly, and because I also want to be mindful. I know Jessie Woo's going live, and I want to watch as well. Like what? Like we all probably want to watch. So I want to get off soon. I don't want to go past into her live time. But what I love about that is Alandria. What that says to me is she's self-assured. She knows how to self-soothe, and she knows where to turn to when she has struggles, and that. I can't even describe like what a difference that will make in both the trajectory of her life as well as her mental health. You know what I mean? Like the way that she has her confidant, she's turning to God. The way that she always like has that line, that connection, because that's what you have. And she's not necessarily like relying on input from someone else. You also learn to trust yourself. I just really loved that. Really loved that. Is there anything else? No, that was it. That was everything. That was everything I wanted to say. It's Jessie Woo's live time. It's time for us to go. It's time for us to have dinner. We're going to watch the reunion later. Okay. I can't wait to come back tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, to talk about the reunion. I won't be surprised if I end up changing the live time just a little bit, maybe a little bit earlier. I could see that like 30 minutes of earlier. But thank you to every person who joined me. This is the most amount of people I've ever had on. So before you leave, like the live, please. And let's go watch Jessie's live. Let's get ready for the reunion. Everybody have an amazing evening. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.